wins in 6 games out here?
Just growing, just growing. Certainly didn't come back off the break right away how we wanted to. Took us a couple games to get back into the flow of things, but just proud of the way that the guys responded. Wins in every different kind of way and different guys stepping up. Each night. So can't take any of these for granted. It's pretty hard to win consistently in this league, and uh, you know, most times coming out west. 3-3 or something like that. It's just okay going back. You give yourself a pretty good grade. So to come out here and get most of these is pretty impressive for a young team.
We talked yesterday about Precious and his confidence in shooting the ball and offensively. Tonight, he defended everybody as well as he possibly could. What do you think of that aspect of his game?
But that's probably his biggest attribute. Whether he knows it or not. That's where he can be special. Guard 1 through 5, sitting down, being a tough one-on-one defender, blocking shots at the rim, just being a presence in the paint. And he made a big play after big play in the fourth quarter. We were able to stick him on Morris, and he did a pretty good job there. So, we need those guys to make big plays, and Precious was able to do that tonight for us.
Nick was saying before the game that with all the ups and downs, he doesn't think that this team, despite its youth, is too emotional. He credited you with some of that. Do you see the same thing, and do you credit yourself?
I won't take the credit for that. I think it's just in the identity of each guy's characteristics and composure. Obviously, me being the leader and the point guard out there, it's my job to be the calming presence, and sometimes I do a good job of that, sometimes I don't. But for the most part, I'm glad with this team's disposition, and whether things are good or bad or up or down, we've done a great job of sticking together. I think it just speaks to our chemistry and the flow and the understanding of the game, and different guys having good nights, bad nights. We seem to pretty much keep it together. We're honest, open communication, and that helps a lot. So, there's a lot of runs in the game and different things throughout the season, and you got to be able to just stay even-keeled throughout.
Phil, we can do a couple questions online. If we can hold it to one question per person, please.
Okay. Thanks very much, Jen. We'll go to Vivek first.
Hey, Fred. I was just wondering, in terms of your disposition and what you try to give off to the team, is that mainly about your approach to the game, or is that conversations with the young guys before whenever you have the chance?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both, but it's more so along the way and in the fight, just things at halftime, things in the quarters and the timeouts. Pretty honest and pretty direct and clear communication, and that helps. So I call it like I see it, and it's not always, well received, but, over time I think we got a lot of guys that are learning how to win, and we have a lot of guys that know how to win, and mixing those two together, it's been fun this year. So I think, I like where we are, and our group is definitely growing, and we have a lot to be excited about.
Thanks, Fred. Have a safe flight.
Thank you.
We'll go to Orn.
Hey, Fred. I want to ask you about Pascal, specifically in terms of the way he kind of is able to manage these games and kind of his patience, maybe backing out a one shot and finding maybe a better shot for him or his teammates. How have you kind of seen that game management develop over the years or over the course of the season?
He's just more comfortable, and learning how to read the defenses. He's seen, pretty much primary score coverage for 2-3 years now. So for him to just get more comfortable with that, he knows when to pass. He knows when it's fake help and they're bluffing, so he can back out and reattack. I think having the right, floor spacing around him helps him a ton. So you could definitely tell the difference when you got certain areas where they can't help from. And when that jumper falling, he's unguardable. So that's always the key to his game. And when his shot is falling down, anytime he hits more than 1 or 2 threes, he's probably going to have 30. And the next step for him is getting to the line, about 10 times, and then he'll probably average 30. And that's the scary part about him. He's still growing and still learning as a player.